Happy New Year, everybody! I know you probably spent some time with your family over the holidays. Maybe it was remote, maybe you did it online, but I got to see my family this year and it was really great in person, like for real, which was super exciting. And it was a chance for me to play games with my nieces and nephews specifically. So that's what I want to share with you in this video. Those games that I bought them for Christmas and the games that I have bought them in the past that we pulled out and played together, because these are the games that I'm trying to slowly build up as their games library as they continue to grow up and get older and hopefully be exposed to some really cool games, some fun games, some games that ask them to think and strategize and sometimes work together. So here are the games that I played this past holiday season with my nieces and nephew. The first two games I want to talk about are the games that I bought them brand new this year. I got them Ohanami, which is a wonderful card game. It's beautiful. It was top of my charts last year in 2020. It's just a phenomenal card game, and it's a drafting game. It's beautiful. It's super easy to teach. And I'll tell you one thing, the youngest of my nieces and nephew is 8, and she was the one who really picked up on this game and wanted to play it again and again and again and again. So we played Ohanami a lot. I'm really excited that we got Ohanami for them and that it turned out so well, that it really played well. And so I look forward to playing more games of Ohanami with them in the future, but that was the new one that I got this year. Now the second game that I bought them is Ubongo Extreme, and this is a pretty compact Ubongo game. It comes in a very small box, and every player has these set of 10 different polyominoes, but they're hex-based, and the hex like totally flips my brain. Like I got it because I don't have Ubongo Extreme, and I also thought that it was a great small game that they would get into. It's from 2 to 4 players. Obviously you can just sit down and play it yourself and just puzzle it out, but this is about fitting puzzle pieces into a particular shape. And the great thing about this is there's a deck of cards that's pretty significant, and on each card you have 4 different shapes in each of the corners. So there are 4 different ways you can puzzle together that particular card every time you play one card. The other thing too is that there's another side that you flip over and it's harder. So there's kind of an easier, and then there's a more advanced side. So when we were playing, we adults played on the hard side until it got too hard, and then we flipped it over to the easy side. But we started off the kids on the easy side, and all of them got into it. We all were sitting around the table, and we even kind of played more than 4, and we just kind of borrowed each other's shapes that other people weren't using at the time. And we weren't really timing it, but we were just puzzling. And if there's something I wish I'd really focused on when I was a kid, just a little bit more, is my spatial awareness, my spatial reasoning, and my spatial intelligence. So that's something I was really excited to share with them, because that's something I kind of struggle with and I have to really work. And it's abstract, and that's another genre of games that I find challenging, and I can't think of a better way to practice that, to test it, to challenge, other than through board games. So those are the 2 games that I bought for those 3 this year. Some of the old games that got dragged out were Cartagena II, which is a game I actually bought for my mom a really long time ago, and we were at her house and the kids dragged that out of the closet, and so Lewis played that with the 2 youngest, and I think he played it 2 or 3 times with them. And it's just a really great strategy game of trying to get all of your pawns from one end of the board to the other end of the board, and you use your cards in a really fun kind of skipping, jumping way. And it's just a clever game. There are very few rules, and so it's easy for young players to pick up. And so I was really jealous that I missed out on Cartagena II, when I could have played it with them because I was somewhere else in the house at the time. I don't know where I was. Maybe I was playing pool, maybe I was playing ping pong. My parents' house has turned into a super cool game house. I'm so jealous. But Lewis got Cartagena II out on the table. Now, when we got to my sister's house, I was really excited to kind of rummage through her closet because that's where most of the games that I've been getting the kids have gone. And they love them, they take care of them. One of them, though, was something I got earlier this year for them that they hadn't tried yet, so Lewis and I were able to teach it to them. And I was really excited to jump into it. It's Mysterium Park. And Mysterium Park is a slimmer, shorter, more streamlined version of Mysterium. So it is a cooperative game, it's a puzzle game, and it's all done through non-verbal communication. So there is a ghost, which is the person who's essentially running the game. And so the ghost is giving these cards to players to give them clues to figure out where they should put their pawn. Now in this park version of Mysterium, the way it's streamlined is that you only have 2 rounds. You have 7 different chances to get it right, but you have to guess the person that the ghost has essentially gotten a card indicating is yours, and then you have to guess a setting or a location. And then once those 2 are done, then there's the final round, and everyone can win the final round together if they can figure out the 2 clue cards that the ghost gives them to indicate one grouping of the killer and where they did it. So it's easier, there's no betting, there's no long time track, there's no moving ahead when other people are still doing previous phases like in the original. I liked it. I liked it so much. It's clean, it's easy, it's clear, it's still the game, but it's faster and it's perfect for kids. We all played, we all had a great time. We did not win, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun to watch my nieces and nephew just go, well, I think it's the color in this one, or I think it's the scissors in this one, or I think it's that butterfly. And they're really paying attention to detail. They're critically thinking, they're problem solving. Oh, it was awesome. We played one of my favorite kind of dexterity games, and this came up on a previous top 5 video for me, but it's Dr. Eureka, which, yay, it's fantastic, and I'm so glad I got that for them, I think 2 Christmases ago. So in this one you've got these test tubes and you've got these little balls, and you just are kind of like putting your, pouring the balls over here and the balls over here, and you're trying to create what the picture card tells you to do. So you want, of your 3 test tubes, you want it to be green, orange, orange, and then purple, green, purple, and then purple, green, green. I think I had 3 of each there. Go back and replay it and double check. But you have 3 balls of each of those 3 colors, and they have to be in some sort of configuration, and you can't drop your balls. If they do, you're out of the round. It's fun, it's fast, and the kids can beat adults. Like, that's the game where it's kind of cool. They totally pick up on it. They love playing it. It's super fast to pull out, super fast to pack back. So we played Dr. Eureka, had a great time, and I just like dexterity games. I like games where you have to think on your feet, and I love timed games. So for me, that was just a full-on win. And then the last of the board games that I played was with my nephew. He is old enough now to play some real strategy games, and this past year for his birthday, I was so excited to get him Memoir 44. Memoir 44 is the kind of game that I know he loves because he gets into history. And so to have these stories, these scenarios set up the real encounters and battles and skirmishes that happened in World War II is just so cool for him to experience and to read about, and then to add these tactics to these overall strategies in a game where I know he's been playing those video games where he's been doing the same thing. So we sat down, Lewis and I played on one side, well, we played Axis, he played Allies, and we played the very first scenario, and all it did, well, he did amazing. He was so good at it, and he picked up on the rules so fast, and I hope that he keeps playing the game and playing those scenarios, maybe nabbing a sister or mom or dad to kind of play against. But, I realized just again how much I like that game. like it so much. And it made me want to pull out our Memoir 44 and play with Lewis. And so for me, Memoir 44 was just a real specific purchase for just him. And I'm so glad that he liked it, and I'm so glad that he got a chance to play it with us and learn the basic rules. Even though we didn't get to play with tanks yet, we only got to play with infantry, but those other cool things like the artillery and the tanks and the special forces, those are coming up, so get excited. I'm talking to you. I think I already mentioned it, but some of the other games that I played while I was at Holiday with my family was cornhole, pool, and ping pong. And I was having so much fun at cornhole. I think you know how much I love cornhole. I have a video with the wrong sport where I play cornhole, but I have my own set here. My dad and my mom got that for us this past summer. So I love that. That's really fun, and it's just, I love it. Pool, I'm not so good at it, but I'm getting better. I think I need to do some math research, and I need to do some of my kind of like, I want to say like brain research, because I think that might be the way I learn best, is by reading about it and by understanding it cognitively before I apply it physically. And so when I have games that require me to do something with my body, I like to learn about what might happen before I actually just try things out. I'm not much of a tester until I get it right. I kind of like to read about it and then execute it to the best of my ability and get it right. That to me is more satisfying. So I need to do some more research on pool, but I did okay. I played Cutthroat, and I got some Cutthroat wins. And then ping pong. Wow. I mean, I did okay, but again, when you don't practice ping pong, you're not going to be good at ping pong. I did enjoy volleying with my sister the most. We just as many times as we possibly can, keep it on the table, just going back and forth. But as you can tell, this was just a really fun, exciting, family-filled holiday celebration for me, and a big part of my life growing up, and a great big part of my life right now is games. And so I got to have tons and tons of fun playing games with my family, more specifically, my nieces and nephew. I love you, and I love playing games with you, and I cannot wait to play again with you very soon. Okay, I'll see y'all later. Yay!
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 My favorite thing